Princess Léonor's 2026, the moments she proved she's ready to rule. At just 19, Princess Léonor of Spain stepped into 2026 carrying the weight of 1,000 years of monarchy on her shoulders. What unfolded over the following months was not simply a royal calendar filled with ceremonies and speeches, but a defining year that quietly answered a question many had been asking: is she truly ready to rule? By the end of 2026, the answer felt undeniable. A new kind of heir. For years, Princess Léonor had been described as the future. In 2026, she became something more tangible, the present. No longer shielded by youth or framed as a promising student princess, Léonor emerged as a serious royal figure, confident in her role and increasingly comfortable under the global spotlight. This was not a year of dramatic declarations or sudden transformations. Instead, it was marked by a series of deliberate, measured moments. Each appearance, decision, and responsibility she undertook seemed carefully chosen, not to impress, but to prepare. And in doing so, Léonor offered Spain and the world a glimpse of the queen she is becoming. The weight of history on young shoulders. Spain's monarchy is steeped in tradition, resilience, and controversy. Any future monarch must navigate not only ceremonial expectations but also public trust in a modern democracy. Léonor has grown up fully aware of this reality. By 2026, she had already completed significant academic and military training, spoken fluently in multiple languages, and represented Spain internationally. But this year marked the first time she carried out extended responsibilities without the symbolic safety net of being too young. The public began to see her less as King Felipe VI's daughter and more as Spain's crown princess in her own right. Her first solo commitments that truly mattered. One of the most telling aspects of Léonor's 2026 was the increase in solo engagements. These were not minor appearances arranged for optics. They were substantive commitments that required preparation, diplomacy, and emotional intelligence. She addressed national forums on education and youth development, meeting students and educators not as a distant royal, but as someone who had recently walked similar paths. Her words felt grounded, thoughtful, and notably free of scripted stiffness. Observers noted how she listened more than she spoke, asked informed questions, and followed up on discussions. These are not glamorous skills, but they are essential for leadership, and Léonor displayed them with quiet confidence. A defining speech that changed public perception. Every heir has a moment when their voice truly lands. For Léonor, 2026 delivered that moment. During a nationally significant event, she delivered a speech that balanced constitutional respect with emotional clarity. Rather than relying on lofty language, she spoke about responsibility, unity, and service in a way that resonated deeply with Spaniards of all generations. Social media reactions were immediate. Commentators highlighted her composure, her sincerity, and her ability to connect without overreaching. It was not a speech that demanded admiration, it earned it. Many royal watchers later pointed to this moment as the first time Léonor sounded like a future head of state rather than a royal in training. Military training. Discipline, not display. Léonor's continued military formation in 2026 further solidified her readiness. In Spain, this training is not symbolic. It reflects constitutional duty and a commitment to understanding the armed forces she will one day formally lead. Rather than treating this aspect of her preparation as a photo opportunity, Léonor approached it with seriousness and humility. Reports consistently emphasized her discipline, teamwork, and respect for the institution. Importantly, she never appeared to perform strength or authority. She embodied it through consistency and effort. That distinction did not go unnoticed by the public or the military community. International appearances that showed diplomatic maturity. 2026 also marked a turning point in Léonor's international presence. Her participation in global events was no longer limited to accompanying her parents. She represented Spain with increasing independence and sophistication. Whether engaging with fellow heirs, world leaders, or international organizations, Léonor demonstrated an ability to adapt her tone and approach to each setting. She respected protocol without appearing rigid and expressed national pride without veering into formality overload. Fluent in several languages, she often addressed audiences directly, a detail that added warmth and authenticity to her appearances. These moments reinforced her image as a modern European royal, educated, globally aware, and emotionally intelligent. A calm response under pressure. No year of royal life is without challenges. What set Léonor apart in 2026 was how she handled moments of pressure. Whether responding to heightened media scrutiny or navigating sensitive national conversations, she remained composed. She avoided reactive statements and allowed her actions to speak louder than commentary. This restraint suggested a deep understanding of one of monarchy's most important principles: stability. In uncertain times, the crown must project calm. Léonor did exactly that. The power of presence, not performance. One of the most striking things about Princess Léonor in 2026 was her presence. She did not seek to dominate rooms or steal attention. Instead, she projected quiet assurance. At public events, she made eye contact, acknowledged individuals personally, and carried herself with natural poise. Her style evolved subtly, reflecting maturity rather than trend-chasing. Nothing about her appearances felt forced. This understated confidence became one of her defining traits. In a world increasingly shaped by spectacle, Léonor's steadiness stood out. Her relationship with the Spanish people. Perhaps the most important marker of Léonor's readiness to rule in 2026 was her relationship with the public. Polls and public commentary increasingly reflected trust rather than curiosity. Spaniards did not simply admire her, they believed in her. This shift is crucial for a constitutional monarchy that relies on public support. Léonor's relatability played a role. She openly acknowledged her learning process, respected tradition without being trapped by it, and consistently framed her role as service rather than privilege. She did not present herself as exceptional because of birth, but as accountable because of it. Learning from her parents without imitating them. King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia have been instrumental in shaping Léonor's preparation. Yet in 2026, it became clear that she is not simply following their blueprint. While she shares her father's seriousness and her mother's precision, Léonor's leadership style is emerging as uniquely her own. She blends empathy with discipline, modern awareness with constitutional loyalty. This balance suggests she is not preparing to rule like her parents, but to rule after them, with a fresh understanding of Spain's future. A symbol for the next generation. For young Spaniards, Léonor's 2026 carried special significance. She represents a monarchy that speaks their language, understands their concerns, and acknowledges the challenges they face. Her focus on education, mental resilience, cultural identity, and civic responsibility resonated strongly with students and young professionals. She did not position herself as a distant figure of authority, but as a peer who happened to carry an extraordinary responsibility. This connection may prove to be one of her greatest strengths in the years ahead. Media narratives begin to shift. Royal media coverage in 2026 revealed a noticeable change in tone. Headlines moved away from speculation about her future and toward analysis of her present impact. Journalists discussed her leadership qualities, her diplomatic effectiveness, and her constitutional awareness. Fashion and personality pieces gave way to substance. This shift was not orchestrated. It happened organically as Léonor consistently demonstrated depth, discipline, and readiness. The quiet confidence of a future queen. By the end of 2026, Princess Léonor had not declared herself ready to rule. She did not need to. Her actions told the story more convincingly than any proclamation ever could. Through preparation, humility, and steady growth, she showed Spain that the future of the monarchy is in capable hands. She proved that readiness is not about age or perfection, but about commitment, awareness, and service. Why 2026 will be remembered. Years from now, royal historians may look back on 2026 as the year Princess Léonor truly stepped into her destiny. Not because of a single event, but because of a pattern. A pattern of responsibility accepted, trust earned, and leadership demonstrated. In a world where institutions are constantly questioned, Léonor offered something rare: reassurance. The crown is still years away, but the queen is already here. Princess Léonor does not rule yet. But in 2026, she proved something just as important. She proved that she understands what ruling means. It is not power, it is patience, not authority, responsibility, not privilege, service, and in showing that, she did more than prepare for the crown. She earned it. Princess Léonor's 2026 was not loud, dramatic, or revolutionary. It was something far more powerful, quietly convincing. And for Spain, that may be exactly the kind of future monarch it needs.